Hello, it's Randi Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little man.
The fall. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
Polls from two of the most important states, Wisconsin and Michigan. And in Wisconsin, down 10 points.
Oh.
He's losing support there. In Michigan, down 8 points.
Oh.
These are must-win states for Donald Trump unless he can pull off an inside straight, which depends largely on the state of Pennsylvania. Nobody in the Trump White House thinks Donald Trump can win without winning the state of Pennsylvania.
Wow.
New polls out last night shows a 9-point lead. Joe Biden opening up a lead in a state that he should win, in a state that we all thought was too close all along. Well, you look at what's happened with the Supreme Court appointment, something, again, that we predicted last week was going to shatter support in areas that he needed to gain support among women, among college-educated people that used to be Republicans that are breaking Joe Biden's way, among independents. And then this morning, a Washington Post, ABC News poll just coming out from Pennsylvania, also showing Joe Biden at 54% to Donald Trump's 45%. A 9-point lead. But again, for all those people crowing about this being 2016, look at that top number. Look at the top number in that Pennsylvania poll. Joe Biden's not at 44% with Donald Trump at 43%. He's at 54%.
Wow. So tonight is debate night, everybody. Are you excited? What will you wear? What are you going to wear? Yes, it's debate night. This is the first of three. And, of course, the truth is with Joe Biden, and Donald Trump is going to do what Donald Trump does, disrupt, debase, delegitimize the whole debate. He's going to lie. He's going to say things like, nobody's done anything, nobody's done more for the vets than me. He's going to claim that he invented Veterans Choice. He's going to claim that he's protecting pre-existing conditions. He's going to claim that that Joe Biden voted for the Iraq War and Donald Trump was against it, although there is zero record of Donald Trump criticizing the decision to go to war in Iraq, except for the one time he was asked about it by Howard Stern, who I had a dream about. Oh my God, I had a dream that Howard Stern fired me. It was very emotional for me, I have to tell you. But that said, the only time that Donald Trump was ever asked about what his position on the Iraq War was on Howard Stern's show. And he said, are you in favor of the invasion? The response from Trump was, yeah, I guess so. I wish the first time it was done correctly. So I guess he was for it. He's going to claim that he's somehow collected billions of dollars from China on these tariffs. No, American importers are paying the tariff, passing that cost on to American consumers, which he is then distributed to American farmers who are getting killed, and their Chinese marketplace that they work tirelessly to build is now gone. He's going to lie about the pandemic, how he took early action and banned travel from China, which is untrue. Obviously, he told Woodward much earlier than the ban on Chinese travel, which exempted a whole lot of people. It exempted U.S. citizens, permanent residents, family members of both categories of people, and some others. And then he's got, the whole thing with Europe, that didn't come till a month later. And that exempted entire countries like Ireland and Britain. He's going to lie about, when I got there, the cupboards were bare. We had to make ventilators. No, there were 16,000 ventilators in good working order in the U.S. national stockpile. He's going to lie and say that we didn't have, that cupboards were bare. He didn't have it. He's going to lie and say that the military had no ammunition. And of course, he's going to lie about fraud. He's going to lie about, mail-in fraud, which, by the way, lawyers are making their way through the court system on this claim of mail-in ballot fraud. And, it's interesting because when you're in the court, no matter if it's a Trump appointee, a Republican appointee, a Democratic appointee, if you're a federal judge, you're going to need some proof that there is fraud. And guess what? They haven't been able to produce a scintilla of evidence of fraud. So, he's going to lie about that. And then he's going to lie mostly about the economy. The economy really does blow. It really does. And that's just where we are.
Millions are out of work and a pandemic is worsening in 21 states. But tonight, the president is expected to rebrand the coronavirus recession and tout his economic record.
The president's focused on the issues. He's focused on the American people right now, bringing back the economy, a V-shaped recovery that's looking more like a super V, working through COVID, breaking through barriers as we aim to get a vaccine by the end of the year, fastest rate in history.
The president has repeatedly touted that super V recovery in the middle of the pandemic, but his record does not match his hyperbole. Fast economic growth is likely for the third quarter, but that's because the economy crashed. Look at that, crashed in the second. Even pre-pandemic, Trump's 4% economic growth target was elusive. There was a small boost after the 2017 tax cuts, but it never reached that 4% growth he promised. On jobs, the unemployment rate in August was 8.4%. It could drop a bit in Friday's jobs report. That would be welcome news, but it would still be the highest jobless rate ever heading into a presidential election. And the pandemic puts Trump in a jobs hole, down 4.7 million jobs since he came into office. Look at April there. That's when the economy shut down. Now, with the pandemic, President Trump has the worst jobs numbers of any president based on records going back to World War II. Of course, the pandemic, though, is not his fault. Even before the pandemic, though, jobs growth in the Trump administration did not match the pace of jobs growth before he was president. There was a long economic recovery there, and the president and his policies managed to sustain it a little bit longer. But it was never that rocket fuel that he promised on the U.S. economy from his policies.
No, not from his policies. No, and it was never rocket fuel. We never got there. We never hit 4% growth. So he's going to lie about that too. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because tonight Donald Trump will lie. Obviously, he will lie about the impeachment. He will lie that there was no evidence and that the whistleblower was bullcrap. And of course, he's going to lie about Hunter Biden. He's going to whatever. The whistleblower report was highly accurate. The allegations made by the whistleblower that Donald Trump was shaking down Ukraine to say that they hacked into the DNC, that they were the hackers in the 2016 election, was false. The whistleblower actually made that claim. That claim has been corroborated by Trump's own people, okay? By his own ambassadors, by his own hires, by his own State Department officials, by Fiona Hill, all of them. They all corroborated. The problem was the Senate did not want to have a trial. The Senate did not want to have witnesses. The Senate didn't want to try these facts. The Senate didn't want to remove the President of the United States, and now we know why. We know why. They don't want to remove the President of the United States because they have been drooling over the courts. They have wanted to take over the courts. They have wanted to be corporate. They wanted corporate, parades in court. Yes, whatever corporations do, it's fine if you poison your people, if your people got COVID. We want liability protections for corporations all across the board. We want corporate donations. I mean, Lindsey Graham's on TV begging for cash, right? Begging because they hate his guts. No. This is why they put up with this madman, with this P.T. Barnum, with this fraud, with this tax violator, this cheat. Because their eye has always been on our justice system. As unequal as it is now, more unequal is where they want to go. So, listen, he's going to lie about COVID. He's going to lie about a vaccine. He's going to lie about the CDC. He's going to lie about listening to a radiologist over infectious disease. Clear. RandiRhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.